bring myself closer to myself, what is the question that I need to ask?
Who am I? You need to keep asking yourself, who am I? And whatever answer you get, just reject them. None of them is correct. And when you get the correct answer, there will be no more questions. Yeah.
Well, there's one more question here, Guruji, which is, what is the real purpose of life?
One who knows will not tell you. Anyone who tries to tell you, you can plug your ears because they don't know. This very question, what is the purpose of your life, is the driving force, is a vehicle which reaches you to your goal. Yeah.
What is for us all the most vital thing that we want to balance our inner and outer world? Since we have to live in this world and also the inner world, what would you recommend the one most element which will be aware of?
You know, when you're losing balances, something pinches you inside. Just be aware of that's it. That's good enough. If something pinches, you will definitely follow that. If you have been too much self-centered, something pinches you. And if you are not caring for your family or too much into social work, again something pinches you. That pinch is that which brings you back into balance.
Namaskar, Guruji.
Yes?
This is Pearl. I have one question. So, I know a little bit about spirituality from my parents and everyone, but what happens is when we try and apply, at home it's possible, but when we are at work, it just gets so complicated because we have to sometimes, we're forced to tell lies, do this, or means we just cannot practice it. So what do you test? We have to manipulate, which we don't want to, but still we have to.
Now tell me, how many times you said lie and you got caught? You get caught, no?
Yeah.
And you feel so nervous. People can make out your lies from your body language, but your words. So it doesn't anyway work.
I understand.
When it doesn't work, why do we try that?
No,
Got it?
Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we are brought up in such a situation that we cannot lie. So when we cannot lie, just be our natural self. And even after lying, we will find that we are not in a good position at all. So just be in your elements. Got it? I'm not saying that you in workplace everything has to be perfect. No.
Yeah,
Just be spontaneous. I would say three things for it. One is clarity in mind, purity in heart, and sincerity or spontaneity in action. That's
Thank
it.
you.
You know, we are world city. All of us have to learn something from every part of the world. I would say we need to learn teamwork from Japanese. The way the teamwork is done in Japan is unparalleled in the world. The way they patiently, even after the tsunami, the way they stood in line in patience to get their food, to get milk and bread and all that is unbelievable. In India, you would have had rats. So we need to learn that patience and teamwork from Japanese. Precision and timing from the German. You can't find one fault in anything that's made up of German. That's so perfect. I would like to tell you one incident. You know, I was in Hamburg and it was in a big auditorium. My talk was planned there. I reached there a little earlier, maybe 10 minutes earlier. And then when the people who drove me, we went to the auditorium, we find there's nobody in the auditorium. I said, maybe we came to a wrong place. This doesn't happen. Usually it's overbooked or completely full. And they said, Gurudev, there is still 10 minutes more. I tell you, at the dot of 7, the auditorium was totally packed. And the timing, keeping the time and the precision and the courage and enthusiasm, German. Etiquette is the British. Etiquette is mannerisms, decencies, all that the Britain is known for it. And marketing techniques, America. They can sell on a new moon day, full moon. Once there was a Guru Purnima celebration in America, and it was so cloudy, there was no moon. Moon was there, of course, we couldn't see. So when we were going for a walk, then one gentleman, he brought a big balloon, and he put the balloon and then put a torch on it. And I tell you, it really looked like a moon up there in the redwoods. So the marketing techniques one should learn from America. And similarly, human values from India. You go to any village, the poorest man there, he will have just one glass of buttermilk. He would love to share it with you with half of that. Of course, in urban cities are the same all over the world. I have no big compliments for any urban city in the world. But if you go to the villages, they still nurture so much of human values. They live them. They don't ask you where from you have come, who are you, what are you. As soon as you step into a village, they say, welcome, come. Do you want a glass of water? Would you like to have chai or lassi? This is what they'll ask you even for a stranger. Isn't it our experience? How many of you experienced this in the villages here? So human values from India, like that there are very specific, beautiful attitude or values in each part of the world. And that's why this world is like a bouquet. Cultures of the world is like a bouquet of flowers. And we must simply celebrate the difference. I usually don't like this word tolerance, you know. It's a religious tolerance. What do you mean by tolerance? You only tolerate that which you don't like. You know, you have to tolerate because you don't have liking for it, right? I would say we must love and appreciate the differences. In fact, celebrate the differences. And that's what the world is all about, right?
Namaskar, Guruji. My name is Kavita. My question is about expectations. Expectations, we have a lot of expectations from other people, and similarly they have a lot of expectations about us. So I feel that half the time and life is going, sort of invested in fulfilling each other's expectations. So I just want your guidance on this. How to live a peaceful life and what to do with so much expectations.
Now, see, you do what you can do. If someone expects you more than what you can do, you can only smile at them and ask them forgiveness. Then look, I can do this much. If you expect me more than what I can do, I can only say sorry.
So there should be no guilt if we are unable to fulfill each one's...
Say, come on, how can you, suppose you are not a doctor and someone expects you to treat them. What can you say?
Right.
Huh? You say, no, I am not a doctor, I cannot treat you, my dear. There is nothing emotional about it. That's why I said, clarity in mind and purity in heart. This is a very great formula, and then sincerity in action follows that.
Good evening, Guruji.
Yeah?
My name is Seema. By profession, I help others. I am a social worker. What I learned is I should not do too much of social work, so thank you. My husband would be very happy. So my question to you is, while helping others, you know, the people around me, my family, my helpers, whoever is helping me, I tend to be very rude because I depend on them to give me everything on time. And I live with that guilt that here people are saying, Seema, you are good. And here when I go back, Madam, what dati hai? So I have to live with that guilt, and my husband is saying, Seema, relax. So I just came to you to just get your blessings. And what should I do about that? Thank you very much.
You know, priorities is always linked with time. You can't fix a fixed priority in life. Priority always varies with time. Suppose someone is sick at home and your priority is taking care of somebody outside, it will be misplaced. You have to attend to this person who is sick, who has to rush them to hospital, right? So priority is always linked with time and with urgent, with situation. It's linked with situation and time, right? So you don't need to feel guilty as long as you are able to balance both.